whatever we speak here is going to go out of Chümoukedima town. It should go to the national level, and therefore I'm not speaking in Nagamese. Former speakers have spoken enough in Nagamese, and you have been already briefed. You know the story, and I'm not going to also tell the story. I'm not going to speak about what had happened in Uting village in particular, but I'm going to stress on some important issues related to this event. Other speakers have spoken on Armed Forces Special Power Act, AFSPA. It is an act of the Indian Parliament passed in 1958, and the next day that was imposed in Nagaland. And since then, we are suppressed because of this draconian law, a satanic law. And this is a very powerful law. And if uncommissioned Chawan security force happen to kill a person because he has some suspicion on any person, that cannot be challenged in any court of law until and unless the Indian Parliament so sanction. Therefore, this is a very bad law we have in this country. It is a draconian law. It is a satanic law. It is inhuman law. Today, almost all the Naga people are educated, and we know what this law talks about. I have read pages after pages about this law, and many intellectuals in Nagaland, they know what it is. And this law is misused by the security forces time and again in Nagaland. And this is very bad law, and we always insist, and we must continue to aggressively insist that this law should be revoked from Nagaland. And if it is revoked from Nagaland also, it should not be applied to any other state also. It is too bad. What is bad for us, we cannot recommend for other states also. In other states of India also, this law should not be imposed. This law will always bring bad name to the government of India also. While the whole world fixed their eyes on Nagaland, to Kohima, but because of the Hornbill. But this massacre took place in this state, in Uting village under Mon district, and this is spreading all over the world. And because of such unfortunate incident, because of this massacre, the image of India in the eyes of the world is very bad, and it is reduced, it is tarnished because of this act. The whole world will talk about this. India has this problem. Their domestic problem is not sorted out. Such thing happens in India again and again. So this will reduce the credibility of this country in the eyes of the international community. Since this Armed Forces Special Power Act is that many Naga people feel that it is about time for the Indian government, the Indian Parliament to revisit this Armed Forces Special Power Act and scrap it, repeal it, revoke it, put it in the dustbin. Yesterday, our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Nivi Rio, has mentioned in his speech that he requested the Home Minister, the Government of India, to repeal and to revoke this act. And he says that in a civilized country like India, there is no place for such law. So it is better if that is revoked. I was happy to hear his statement. And then this morning, we all got the cabinet decision. the cabinet decided to recommend to the central government to revoke or to repeal this act. Well, this is a good news, but then recommendation is one thing and making it a historical reality, translating it into an action is another story. Therefore, until this act is revoked, the Naga people, as we rise up today, must continue to insist and protest and urge the government to revoke and repeal these Armed Forces Special Power Act. Along with this, another evil is we still have Disturbed Area Act. Time and again, we are controlled by this also, Disturbed Area Act. So we are suppressed, we are sandwiched between AFSPA, another one is Disturbed Area Act. The Naga people feel be revoked from Nagaland. My next point is our insurgent leaders, Naga national leaders, are having negotiation with the government of India in Delhi to bring about a solution into Naga problem. And therefore, there is ceasefire everywhere in Nagaland. But then, who sent the armed forces to come behind us and kill so many unarmed civilians in Uting village? Who did it? Is this ceasefire? Is this ceasefire? What do you mean by ceasefire? If this thing is going to happen, government of India has failed to sustain ceasefire. Another point which I would like to mention here is, let me draw the attention of the Assam Rifles. Even if they are not present here, the media personnel, you can convey to them what we are talking about here. If you come across the Assam Rifle camp, Assam Rifle outpost through Nagaland, you will see huge signboard in which it is written, the friends of the hill people. With pride, they put up this signboard, and yet Assam Rifle, you continue to do this. The massacre in Uting is not the first time. From 1958, we have been facing such atrocities again and again throughout Nagaland. But our people, in those, particularly in the late 50s and early 60s and in the 70s, we were not educated. We did not know our right. Therefore, we did not stand up. We said no to such evil. But now, Naga people are educated. We know what is what. What is our right? Therefore, on behalf of the people of Chümoukedima town, I am saying today, Assam Rifles, you said you are the friends of the hill people. But then, what have you done to your friends in hill area? What have you done? Are you going to continue in this way? The Naga people very strongly say today that you have no right, no moral right to live in Nagaland. You better pick up your bedding and go back. You have not been able to protect your citizens here in Nagaland. You have not been able to protect your friends in Nagaland. In this connection, I also would like to request the Nagaland cabinet to recommend the central government to withdraw Assam Rifles from Nagaland. they should not be allowed to stay in Nagaland. So everybody must support this one.
Yes.
My next. Thank you. You must raise your slogan. Bigger than this, higher than this. And the most important point is, former speakers also mentioned a little bit about this. Many Naga people are not satisfied with the statement given by our Honorable Home Minister in the Parliament yesterday.
Yes!
Perhaps he has received twisted information, not the truth, twisted information from the military top brass, and he has conveyed this to the Indian Parliament. And unfortunately, the Indian parliamentarians, our MPs and ministers, they received that wrong information. Half truth is no truth. Half truth is not a truth.
Yes!
Still, we can find out what had happened. Our case is a very simple one. The special investigation team should not take long time. Just 2 days is enough.
Yes.
And we all know what is going to come from there. Even if they have not told us about their findings, we all know about it. And one day, the truth shall be revealed. The truth shall stand, as the Bible says. It will come out. That day, what the government of India will say. You cannot hide the evil works which you did. And let me also make a mention on behalf of the Chümoukedima people, Chümoukedima citizens. I am saying our MPs, Lok Sabha MP and Rajya Sabha MP, must get hold of the whole truth relating to Putin incident, and they must initiate a new, fresh discussion in the Parliament and present the whole truth to the Indian Parliament, so that the parliamentarians, the lawmakers, will be able to see the truth. And also the Indian public, there are many peace-loving, educated Indian publics. They will support our case if they happen to hear the right thing, but they have not been given the truth. The truth is hidden. It is covered up. Therefore, our leaders, Rajya Sabha leader, MP, Lok Sabha MP, must initiate discussion in Parliament after getting the right information. My dear brothers and sisters, my next point is about Armed Forces Special Power Act, Disturbed Area Act, and Naga Peace Talk. Even if AFSPA and Disturbed Area Act are withdrawn, also, if Naga political problem is not solved, such atrocities and bloodshed will continue in Nagaland. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Disturbed Area Act and Armed Forces Special Powers Act should not be withdrawn. They should be withdrawn. But at the same time, the negotiation must find a solution, honorable solution. Every time you delay, the flies will come and breed germs on your work, and things will become more and more complicated. And therefore, the Naga, Indo-Naga political solution should be found without much delay. And I would like to appeal to our Naga leaders also and the Indian government also to sincerely expedite the process of negotiation and find suitable and honorable solution to the Naga problem. And lastly, let me just read a verse from the Bible, Romans chapter 8, verse 28. It says, and we know that all things will work together for good to those who love God. Therefore, I believe, even if today this bad thing had happened, if our government, our leaders are sincerely working to remove the evils, then one day some good thing may emerge. I believe in this, and the Naga Christian must continue to pray for our leaders in Nagaland, and also continue to pray for the Prime Minister and the Home Ministers and the leaders in the Indian government, so that with sincerity they work on our problem and bring about honorable solution. With this, I conclude my speech. Thank you so much.